Hello guys, welcome back to the new video. I'm continuing this video for further information about the basic computer. Yesterday we started with the introduction of the computer, and today I'm continuing from there. So in the previous video, before starting the video, I want to remind that this video is for grade 6 and 7, class 6 and 7. Furthermore, it can be informative for others also. So please, let's start. So today we are starting with the computer hardware. Yesterday we read about the basic introduction to the computer, and today we are starting with the computer hardware. We are studying the computer hardwares. So computer has two major parts, two major components in it. The first one is the hardware component and the second one is the software component. So about the software component we will make another video, and in this video we are going to talk about the computer hardwares. So let's see. So for the basic definition, the physical parts of the computers that can be touched are combinedly called the computer hardware. So computer hardware is the combination of all the physical parts of the computer that can be touched and seen, which can be seen and which can be touched. Those parts of the computer like keyboard, mouse, monitor, we can touch them with our hand. So those are the physical parts, and those physical parts we call the computer hardware. So computer hardware make the existence of the computer. So by seeing the hardware we see there is the computer. Okay, so that is the basic introduction. Computer hardware, all the physical parts, printer is the part of, and there is the CPU, that is the part, and there is monitor, there are keyboard, mouse, and system unit. Those all are the parts of the computer. They all fall under the computer hardware. And there are different types of computer hardwares, and computer hardware is the body of the computer. Just like we have different hardware in our body, we have different parts in our body for different functionalities. Like we have ear to listen, we have nose to smell, we have tongue to find the taste, and we have skin to sense, we have mouth to speak, we have legs to walk. Just like that, for doing different things the computer has different parts. So different hardware devices are there. Let's continue with types of computer hardware. And remember, yesterday we read the working of the computer. There are basic 3 steps on which the computer work. First one is input step, second is processing step, and third is output. So first job computer does it input, taking the input from user. So for taking the input from the user, the computer has input hardware. So input hardware means those kind of input devices, which are used for giving different data to the computer as input. First of all, we have to give data to the computer so that the computer can get what to do. Alright, data and instructions should be given to the computer, and to give data, instructions and command to the computer we need the input hardware. So input hardware or input device is that device which is used for giving different data to the computer. Okay, so let's see, there are different input devices. The first one is mouse. You can see the picture over here. Mouse is an input device. It is a input device. It is a pointing device that is used to give command to the computer. It has 2 buttons, one on the right and one on the left. Right button is generally used for getting the options, and left button is used for clicking the options and selecting the options. So it is not like that mouse here, but this is the electronic mouse that is connected to the computer. It is a wireless one, and this is the wired one. You can see in the picture over here. So another input device is keyboard. First was mouse. Mouse is an input device that is used to point different objects in the screen, and that is also used to give commands to the computer by clicking on these buttons. After that, there is keyboard. So keyboard is another input device. From there we can input alphabets, numbers. You can see the picture. We can give alphabets, we can give numbers, and we can give different symbols from the keyboard. So keyboard is a input device. Yeah, you can see in the picture over there, there are different buttons, there are different special buttons, and the control button also, and there is numeric button there and functional buttons over there. So different kind of commands can also be given from the keyboard, and keyboard is a basic input device used for giving alphabet, numbers and symbols. Alright, so after that we have microphone. So microphone is there. Yes, so these are the microphones on the right side, you can see in the picture. So microphone is also input device. It is used to record the sound. It is used to give sound input inside the computer. And after that we have camera. So camera are also the input devices. We capture the photos and videos from camera and we give it to the computer. So if the computer has to see something, visual contents are captured and visual contents are given through the camera. Camera records the photo, camera records the video and save it in the memory cards inside here. Here there is the place to hold the memory card, and that memories contents can be copied to the computer for the further processing. So after that we have the touchpad. So touchpad is another input device that is generally found in laptops. You can see just below the keyboard in laptops there is a rectangular box, rectangular surface. On the surface, if you just put your finger and move it over there, the mouse cursor will start moving. So touchpad is also the input device that is used as the mouse, as the option for the mouse. Okay, so in the laptop it is difficult to carry a mouse with the laptop, so it has a pointing device. In case if there is no mouse, you can use the touchpad device. It is an input device that works same as the mouse, giving commands and pointing, for commands and pointing. After that there is touch screen. So nowadays we are using the touch screen devices very much. So touch screen means a sensible screen that can be given command with the finger touch. We can touch with the finger and we can give command to the computer. So touch screen is a touch sensitive screen on which we can touch and give command. So it also resembles the pointing device and commanding device. And another is scanner. So let's go for the scanner. Scanner is also a special input device that is used to scan the photographs and the documents and different other things. So you have a photograph, you have a document, and it needs to be given inside the computer directly, then you can give it to the scanner. So you have to use the scanner for the scanning of the document and photos. Alright, you can see the pictures over here. So the photos are being scanned by this photo will be scanned over here and it will be put into the monitor. Alright, so after that these all are the input hardware or input devices, and they give the input in different ways inside the computer. So all these devices, they are used to give data and instructions or commands into the computer. So they are called the input devices. They give data and instruction into the computer. And after that we have another type of hardware, that is the processing hardware. So for the processing hardware we have another one. Alright, so processing hardware inside the, just like we have brain, our nose get the sensation of smell and it is processed in the brain. What kind of smell is it? Okay, one more time. We have a body, and in our body there are different sense organs, and after that we have a brain in our body on the head, and that process everything. Just like that, computer also has a working brain, and that electronic brain we call the processing device or processing hardware. We call it the CPU, central processing unit. It looks like this. On the right side you can see the picture. So CPU is the central processing unit, that is called the processing hardware, and that is the device that is used to process the data according to the instructions or commands. So we give the data first, and secondly we give the commands. Like I am typing the command over here, calculator, and enter. So see, there opens the calculator, and now I'm giving 8. 8 is the data, and now I'm giving the command plus. So plus is the instruction, okay, and after that we have 6. Alright, so 8 is over there, and there is plus, and there is 6. Now we give equal to, so the result is 14. So 8 and 6, they are the data. This plus and minus, they are the instructions. Yeah, 8 and 6, these are the data, and plus and equal to, they are the instructions, and the instructions or commands, they are given there to process the data, and according to the processing command, the data are processed and the result is gained. Alright, so in that way the processing is done. So processing hardware are there to process the data according to the instructions and commands. So processing device is that device that is used to process the data according to the instruction and commands. So please, if you have not understood, if you do not understand, you can revise it, you can pause the video, you can recap the video and see it from little earlier. Okay, so on the right side you can see this is the basic figure of the CPU. They are being used right now in our devices in this age, in 4th generation CPUs. Alright, so after that there is CPU, central processing unit. This is the processing hardware, and CPU has its 3 major parts. CPU has how many parts? 3 major parts, and those 3 major parts are, you can see CPU has 3 major parts: ALU, arithmetic and logic unit. You can see ALU, that is arithmetic and logic unit. That is the main processing part of the CPU, where all the arithmetic means mathematic, and logical means non-mathematical processing, like mathematical means addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, square and square roots. Those are the mathematical operations. And now logical means comparing between two quantities, like which is greater, which is smaller, which is longer, which is shorter, which is red, which is green. In this kind of cases we don't have to calculate, but we have to logically process them. So for the logical processing as well as arithmetic processing, there is the ALU, arithmetic and logic unit. And after that we have the control unit. So control unit works as a traffic in the computer system, because inside the computer we read that there are different hardwares, yeah, and the data must be flown from one to another part. Yes, so the input device give the data, and that data should be given to the processing again, and after the processor processes, it must be given to the output device, and after that it must be stored in the storage device. So the data are running from one part to another part inside the computer. So for that there must be a controlling system for the traffic of the data. To control the traffic of the data, there is the control unit. It controls the activities running inside the computer, and it controls the data flow inside the computer. That is the control unit, and control unit is the part of the processing unit or CPU. After that, registers are small memory units, that is for the processing, for the helping of processing for the CPU. CPU has to process, and while processing it has to record the data what it is processing. Whatever it is processing, it must hold them for some time. Like if it is processing 6 plus 8, the 6 plus and 8, these 3 data must be held inside the CPU. So there is a small memory unit where the CPU holds the data, that we call the registers. It is a small memory unit inside the CPU to hold the data for processing. Okay, this is all about the processing hardware, and after that we are running to the output hardware. Alright, so output hardwares, they are also called the output units, or they are also called the output devices. So output devices are those devices which are used to give processed results to the user, out of the computer to the user. So computer takes the input, process and gives output to the user as output, and to give the result to the user as output, there is output device. So output device gives the output to the user. Alright, so inside the computer everything is processed in electronic way, and after the electronic way everything is processed, they must be given to the user, and while it is given to the user, it must be in the language the user can understand. That is why output hardwares are those hardwares, they give the output to the user in the user understandable form. So let's see there are some examples of output hardwares. The first one is monitor. You can see monitor, you might have seen the monitor, and monitors are there to display the contents. You can see on the right side there are the pictures of monitors. You see there are visuals, and those visual contents are shown in the monitor. So monitor is output device. This is the output we get. Okay, whatever we see in the monitor screen, that is the output, and that is the processed output. So monitor is used for displaying the visual contents. Monitor cannot play the sound, you know that. Yeah, so monitor is just there to produce the visual output. And after that there is speaker. Speaker is a sound output or audio output device that is used to output the audio or sound output from the computer. Yes, the computer also play the music, play the videos, and there are sounds to be produced, and to produce the sound output the speaker is used. You can see on the picture there are different type of speakers. You can connect them to the computer either with the Bluetooth or directly with the cable, audio cable, and they can be played as required. So speaker is the sound output device. After that there is printer. Printer is also the output device, and it is used for printing the outputs on the paper. So printers are there to print the outputs on the paper. You can see on the picture, after we have made some document or some results are produced, they are printed by the printer. So this is the printer, and this is the printed thing on the paper. So printers are there to print the contents or results on the paper. After that there is a plotter. So plotter is also a kind of printer, but it is literally bigger than printer. Alright, so it is a bigger kind of printer that is used to print big charts, maps. You can see on the right side big engineering designs. Yes, and you can see posters also, big posters also, they are printed through the plotter. So plotter is also output device that prints the designs, maps, and other big charts to the big chart papers. Alright, so after that we have the memory and storage hardware. So memory and storage hardware are there in the computer to memorize the data and instructions and informations. So there are applications, there are data, there are documents, there are photos, videos, everything that are in the computer, and they must be stored in a proper way so that they can be processed, they can be stored for the future use. So for that there is the memory and storage hardware in the computer. Let's first go with the memory hardware. So in the memory hardware we have memory, they are also called the primary memories. Okay, so primary memories are basically of two kinds. You can see on the right side primary memory, there is RAM and there is ROM. So there are different types of ROM, types of RAM. We will read them in the further classes, but basically there are two types of memories. Alright, so primary memory, they are also called the primary memory, primary storage, or working memory, because they are used while the computer is turned on and while computer is working. Only while the computer is turned on, the primary memory they work, otherwise they are asleep. Okay, they don't do anything. So the device that is used to store the data, they also store the data. Primary memory, they also store the data and instruction just for processing, not for us, not to keep that for future, not to transfer them from one to another computer, not, but only for the processing. The primary memories keep the data and instructions. Okay, so primary memory is that device that is used to store data and instruction for only processing. And there are two types of primary memory. First one is RAM, random access memory. You can see the picture, this is the RAM. Alright, and ROM are inside the motherboard. You can see there is a small chip over here, this is the ROM. Okay, so RAM is like this is externally connected on the slot, and ROMs are there in the motherboard, they are already fitted. So RAM and ROM, they are the two types of primary memories, random access memory and read only memory. Now after that we have the storage device. So memory and storage section, first we read the memory, two types of RAM and ROM. After that we have the storage device, secondary memory we call it. So yeah, secondary memory or secondary storage device, that is there. So storage devices are there to store the large data permanently for the future use. Okay, so there are different devices and that are used to store our contents, our photos, videos and different documents and applications, and they can be stored either computer is turned on or computer is turned off. The stored data will be always there and you can transfer them from one to another computer. You can connect, disconnect, and you can use them as a portable devices also. Those are the storage devices which can store the large data permanently for the future use. That are the storage device. Storage device is that device that is used to store large data permanently for future use. Okay. So there are different storage devices also we have. So pen drive you might have seen. Let's see, storage devices. Okay, we have pen drive. This one is the pen drive, and we have hard disks, and we have flash disks, and we have CD and DVDs and floppy drives. Okay, so pen drive is a storage device. You might have seen it many times used also. And there is hard disks. This is the hard disks, and there is flash disks. Flash disks means memory cards like this. These are the flash disks. Smart media devices, they are also called SD cards. And another CD, you might have seen the CDs. Use the CD and DVD. This is this DVD and this is the CD. And after that there is floppy drive. So floppies are now, they are not used. Floppy disk is there, so they are not more used nowadays. So in this way, in the storage device we can store a lot of data. Okay guys, so today in this class, in this video, we learned about the computer hardware. So we learned that physical parts of the computer are the hardwares. We learned that there are 4 types of hardwares. The first one is input hardware, which are used to give input to the computer, like the keyboard, mouse, microphone. They are the input devices. After that we read the processing device, CPU, central processing unit, that is used to process the data, and after processing the data, the result is produced and the result is given back to the user. And there is output device. Output device, they give the output to the user back, like the speaker, monitor. They are used to give output from the computer. And after that we read about the storage and memory device. Memory device is there for the storing of data for processing, for the computer's purpose. And after that there is storage device for storing the data permanently in the computer, data and other different kind of contents, electronic contents for the future use. So I hope this video will be helpful for those who don't know about this. So this is the computer hardware. You have to know in class 6 and 7 there are other different things. I already told you in the middle of the video about the RAM, types of RAM and other things. So okay guys, stay safe, stay alert and keep learning. Bye, take care.